Here we are with the Advanced Adapters V8 powered TJ with the 5.3 liter LS. We're going to take a few moments and go over what kind of obstacles and benefits you get with V8 power in an old school 97 TJ. The heart of our LS swap is the Advanced Adapters motor mounts. You see them showcased here. Very simple. These are cut off the factory mounts and welded in a new design. Motor mount placement has been set by Advanced Adapters. We take the guesswork out of where to put the engine. They come with alignment tabs off pre-drilled holes in the frame. Your mounts are done and set, and it leaves you with approximately 5/8 of an inch front to back movement for fine tuning. In this application, we chose to run the matching 4L60E automatic that came with the 5.3 liter. One of our biggest reasons was for smog legality in California. This made it the simplest way for us to get the vehicle through California smog legal. We have matching 4L60E from the 5.3 liter, and then it is adapted back to a 2-speed 3.8 Atlas transfer case, or very simply can be adapted back to the original New Process 231, or if you happen to have a Rubicon, we can also adapt that transmission to your stock 4-to-1 Rubicon rock track transfer case. One of the challenges in a Jeep for California smog legality is they require us to use the factory Silverado catalytic converters. This particular 2001 engine had 4 catalytic converters. As you notice, you can see our final catalytic converter ends at the back of the skid plate and start before the skid plates. This does pose a challenge for exhaust routing, but it can be accomplished and done legal. When doing an LS engine conversion, this Jeep has had a Dana 44 axle swapped into the front of it. When doing an LS engine swap, whether you retain a stock Dana 30, a 60, there's some concerns you need to be aware of. A suspension lift is going to be required no less than 2 inches, and lowering the bump stop 2 inches. In this case, this Jeep has a 4-inch lift on it. For instance, our upper control arm mount on the driver's side, as you can see, we have had interference in the past on our power steering pump and also power steering pump bracket. At full compression, this vehicle had to have the bump stops lowered additional for preventing this type of clearance issues. That would be why we have to run a lift kit. If you choose to run air conditioning on an LS engine or Generation 3 small block, you will be aware that the AC pump sits right here beside the crankshaft. At that point in time, frame modifications will be required in this general area to clear the factory AC pump. And when using AC on a TJ, 4-inch suspension lift will be required to clear this AC pump on your upper link arm mounts. Now, as we move around, most people will notice that we are running a low pinion 44 in the front of our Jeep. A low pinion 60 could have also been used, but the industry standard, most people are running high pinions. See, we have had interference before with our exhaust. This is a California smog legal swap, so we are very limited on what we can do for exhaust clearance, and also retain the stock 2001 Silverado manifolds required by the state of California. If this would have had a high pinion 44 or even an aftermarket high pinion 60, you can see we would have more interference with our front exhaust than what we currently at this time have. LS swaps into TJs will require a 1-inch body lift. The reason for the 1-inch body lift is going to be for clearance at the bell housing of the engine and transmission. Earlier we highlighted a factory drivetrain that showcased the cove in the firewall. As we pan around and come over here, you will notice that we have had to roll the firewall seam where the front of the tub meets the floor here, and there's also additional modification required in this area here to clear the bell housing of our transmission, even though our original transmission mounting surface would have been approximately here in the chassis or 2.5 inches further back. This is also why when you retain your stock AX15 or New Venture 3555 speed with an LS engine, you will be required to move your drivetrain forward 2.5 inches. As you can see, we have no room to go any farther back with the engine